Hi, I'm Darryn Farrugia and welcome. So in this week's lesson, I want to teach you how to practice a linear groove, and the linear groove in question is a groove from my book, Groove Perspectives, which I introduced to you last week. So what is a linear groove? For those of you who don't know what a linear groove is, it's basically a groove where no two sounds occur at one time. So basically what that means is that each sound, the bass drum, the snare drum, the hi-hat, occurs on its own. There are no unisons. So you can think of it as a melody as opposed to a melody that's been harmonized where there are two notes occurring at one time. I hope this doesn't confuse you. Anyway, just one note occurring at a time. So by the very nature of linear grooves, they can sound quite funky and they can be a little more difficult to play accurately just because the limbs aren't relying on unisons in order to make them more accurate, if that makes any sense as well. So the way we practice linear grooves is really important. And so the groove I'm going to play for you today is from page 41 of my Groove Perspectives book. So I'm going to teach you how to practice it. The first thing we need to do is understand that playing accurately is really the key to this type of groove. And the way to practice accurately is with a metronome. And in this case, what I'll demonstrate is playing with a metronome that has the 16th note subdivisions in that. So this is what you're going to be hearing. So my goal is to lock into those subdivisions. The tempo that I've got here is 60 beats per minute. Now, the way to practice this, the way to learn something like this, if you've never really read something like this before, is I'm going to start off with just the first 4 16th notes. You may want to start off with less than that. So I'm going to get the metronome kicked off, the first 4 16th notes at this tempo. And then when I feel comfortable with that, when I feel that I'm playing accurately, then I will add the next 16th note or the next 2 16th notes or the next 3 16th notes, depending on how confident I feel with adding those notes. So I'm really just adding 1 or 2 notes at a time until I've completed the whole bar. It's a little similar to that vertical practice approach that I talked about in a previous video, so I'll leave a link to that in the description below. So what I'm going to do is play along with the metronome. I've got the metronome set at 60 beats per minute, 16th note subdivisions in that metronome, and let's go. So you get the idea. You can take as much time as you need to. In fact, I would think the longer the better, because the more time you expose yourself playing to a metronome with those subdivisions playing, and you're just trying to play as accurately as you can, the better that's going to be for your time. A few things to keep in mind. As you heard, I made a mistake in there. I added a bass drum that wasn't supposed to be there. So when you make a mistake, just continue on, like learn to play through your mistakes. That's an important thing. So just continue playing. Try to avoid that temptation to stop and start again. It's okay if you make mistakes. That's totally fine, but just learn to recover from your mistakes. So play through your mistakes. Things to focus on, apart from the accuracy, are the dynamics. So again, focusing on getting the accents and the non-accent levels right on the hi-hat and on the snare drum, and also, just the internal balance. So, the balance of the bass drum and snare drum in relation to the hi-hat. So all of these three voices in relation to each other is really important. In previous videos, I've talked about how to make your rim shots more consistent. And I've also talked about this technique that I call the right-hand sweep. And the right-hand sweep is that ability, which you could probably see from the side camera, where I move my right hand across in this direction in order to allow myself a bit of space for my left hand to prepare for the backbeat. I've done a video on the right hand sweep, so I'm going to leave a link to that in the description below as well. Now, once you can play this at the tempo, then the idea is that you can increase the tempo slowly. So that was 60 beats per minute. I'm going to try and play this at 66 beats per minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 78 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 86 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm going to ask you to do is practice this groove, because we're going to use it in another video where we're going to learn how we can embellish this groove, and that stuff is a lot of fun. So get to work. This is going to be good. Now, if you're interested in my book, Groove Perspectives, or the Groove Perspectives Playalong, I'm going to leave some info down below so that you can check that out. If you're interested in buying it, just check out the links in the description below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it the thumbs up, the like button. If you haven't done so already, subscribe, and remember to hit the notification bell so that you know when I've uploaded a video, which is every week. So until next week, have a great week, and see you all soon. Bye.